Hey, this is Josh Taylor with Trade Advisor Pro, and I want to thank you for checking out our video today. Now, before we get started with today's free Forex training video, I want to give you a chance to pause this video right now and go to our website. Trade Advisor Pro offers you free Forex training videos, and trade alerts. And folks, you do not want to miss our trade alerts. We send out a bunch of trade alerts every month that are top rated in the industry. We send you our exact trades right to your inbox. Pause the video now. Go to tradeadvisorpro.com/free, and all you have to do is register and then come back to this video, and we'll be sending you a lot more goodies to help you with your Forex trading. Enjoy today's training video. Okay. Alright, now once you understand that, how to calculate your lots, before you even start trading, you should have predefined lot sizes. Now here's what I mean. You should already know in advance, anywhere from 30 pips to 120 pips, how many lots you're going to be trading. So here's how I calculated this number, and let me pull up a calculator on this screen. And right here you can see that, in fact, underneath this video there's a little worksheet to your predefined lot sizes. You can fill that in and cut it out and put it on your computer, in your wallet, whatever you're doing, if you trade on your phone or on your computer. And that way you're following the same plan in advance. You already know exactly how many lots you can trade based on the stop loss. Okay, so if, let's say you take a trade and it has a 30 pip stop loss. Alright, now let's talk about, you already know your max risk is $200. It could be more or less depending on your account, but this is just for examples. And so we're going to take $200, divide it by 30 equals 6.66. What you're going to do is move the decimal point one time over, or technically you're multiplying it by 10, and you can trade 66.6 lots or 67. You can choose whichever one you want. So same thing with a 50 pip stop. You take $200, you divide it by 50, you get 4 times 10, or divided by 10 cents, the same number, 40 microlots. So any trade that comes that you choose that you are going to use a 50 pip stop, you're going to trade 40 microlots, and you can go all the way up. I actually have a 30 to 150 pip predefined lot size card right on my computer. I know exactly how much I'm gonna trade, exactly the number of lots. So even at let's say at 100 pip stop, you take your $200 max risk, divide it between 100 pips, multiply by 10. I'd be willing to trade 20 microlots based on my risk parameters. Okay, so follow the card below and print that off, cut it out, use the card, because that way you know in advance exactly how many lots you're going to be able to trade on each trade. All you have to do is calculate the distance between your stop and your open price, which is the price you're going to get in. Follow your card, and you are risking the exact amount across the board at the same time. Okay, let's briefly cover trade management. Now, in this little section here, we're still in the equity management section. We're not going to get deep into trade management, because a lot of the trade management is actually going to be examples, and I'm going to show you live trade examples of trades that I'm in and how I'm managing them. You're going to get to watch me do the whole thing. So the first thing you need to understand in trade management is that the number one thing in managing your trade is, and this is once you're in the trade, is we're going to try to remove risk from the trade as much as possible. One of my favorite quotes, and I do this in my webinars all the time, I talk about this quote by Roy Rogers. And here's what a quote that Roy Rogers said. He said, "I am not as concerned with return on my investment as I am with return of my investment." The number one thing that an investor looks at is what happens if everything fails. How can I protect my assets? Okay, cover your assets. So the number one thing we're going to try to do is remove the risk from the trade quickly. So if you have 2% risk on a trade, Our goal is how can we move that quickly so that you're only risking 1%, and eventually you are at a point to where you're risking nothing on your trade. You're going to be what you call in a funded position. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, and we'll get more into trade examples later on in this course, but as a trade starts to move up, let's say let's talk about those examples that I showed you earlier. In fact, let me go back to one of these examples real quick. Now let's use this example. Let's talk about, in this trade, we have a 50 pip stop on this trade. All right, we buy the euro at 13500. We have a stop at 134.50. What I usually do in a trade like this is once this trade gets up 50, 40, or 50 pips, I will close out 50% of my position. We talked about that earlier. Okay, close out 50% of my position. Boom, I just made a profit. Okay, and then I move my stop loss to either 13500 or maybe 135.05. Why? Because if all of a sudden the rest of the trade drops, I'll at least get stopped out on break even on the second half. In the first half, I made a profit. You removed the risk from the trade. If you can remove your risk from your trades by learning how to manage each trade and how to move the stops, your losses will be much smaller than your wins, and your overall success as a Forex trader will be tremendously higher. So I'm not going to get too much more detailed in trade management because that's going to be in a whole new section in this training course. But I wanted to at least cover that as part of an equity management plan, is you have a game plan of how you're going to manage your trades in advance. Folks, I hope you enjoyed today's training video. If you have not done so already, stop this video now and go to tradeadvisorpro.com/free and register absolutely free for free Forex training videos, and free Forex traded alerts directly to your inbox. Go to the website right now and register for free. All kinds of goodies for you. Thanks a lot.